Good morning and welcome to the sharing of the Daily Word with Pulaski Heights United Methodist Church. My name is Kathleen McMurray. I'm one of the pastors here, and I'm so thankful that you are joining with us today in this time of devotion. I want to tell you a story I heard about a missionary who went to a remote island to share with the people the power of the gospel. And as the missionary was sharing about the gospel, he came to speaking with them about the sacrament of Holy Communion, telling them the story of the bread and wine being made holy and how we participate in eating of the bread and drinking of the cup as a means of remembering and recognizing the power of Christ sacrifice for our lives and of drawing together as a community. And he was very particular about needing the bread and the wine. And the people questioned among themselves, and they turned to the missionary and they said, well, what do you mean bread? You know, we don't have bread. The community did not have wheat. It was not a crop that grew in that area. Neither were grapes, crops that did not grow in that area. The people did not have bread and wine. They did not know those items and what they were to do without them. And so they talked amongst themselves and they talked with the missionary. And the missionary explained that Jesus said that he was the bread of life. The bread of life. From John 6, verse 35, Jesus said, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and who believes in me will never be thirsty. The representation of the bread and the cup are that Jesus is our basic. If there is nothing else, if we have nothing else, we have bread and we have grapes, we have Jesus. And that is those representations there are the basics for the people in the ancient East, Middle East, and the basics then for us is Jesus. And the people turned to one another there in that small island community and they said, Jesus is the coconut. For them, the coconut was the basic of life. They could eat of its flesh and drink of its milk, and they could use its skin for healing properties. And so the missionary said, sure, yes, Jesus is the coconut. I say this to remind us all, first of all, that Jesus is indeed the bread of life. Jesus is the basic. If we have nothing else, we do indeed have Christ. I also share this story to remind us that those with different perspectives from us can often teach us new things. For Jesus is not just the bread and the cup. Jesus is also our healer, our redeemer, our sustainer. Jesus is the coconut, as the people learned and shared with the missionary. And so I hope today that you will know the power of Jesus with you, that Jesus is your bread of life, that Jesus is your healer, that Jesus is your all.